Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all very well and welcome to the Citizen channel. And today we have our little 2021 match programme watch. As I say, City have gone digital, haven't we, with our match programmes, but fortunately other clubs are still producing them this year. So this is episode 4, and as I'm recording this, we played 4 away games, so that's not bad, is it? 4 out of 4. Well, obviously some clubs won't be producing one, I assume, further down the line. I just don't know till it's quite exciting getting to know who we're playing next. I think after we do this one, we've obviously got a couple coming up, including Tottenham, and Tottenham did I think they did quite a weird one last season. I think they covered that last 5 or 6 games all in one programme, so I'm not sure what they're doing. But anyway, we're not talking about Tottenham today. We're going to talk about Sheffield United's programme from the 31st of October, Halloween 2020. So yeah, this is it. This is last season's. Actually did very well. They finished 5th last season in my 1920 programme watch. I think the only thing that let it down last year from winning, because it was a very, very good programme, is probably the style, a little bit outdated, the style of it, but obviously there wasn't much history between City and Sheffield in it, and the City stuff wasn't fantastic either, so I think that's what more or less let it down last year. But now we've got this year's, now we've got this one. There'll be some images coming on at the side as well, and I'll show you stuff while I'm going through this as well. So this is the one for this season. Price of £3.50. So please join me with a quick check. We have a quick look through the Sheffield United versus Manchester City programme, 31st October 2020. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification so you know when these vlogs are coming out, and make sure you're set to public, otherwise you won't receive these things. And please check my playlist for all these City present vlogs. This is a City present today on the Citizen channel. I also do City history and City present where I'm covering matches, etc, etc. So please check the playlist. And if you have any interest at all in film or TV, please check out the playlist as well. I do lots of reviews and information vlogs on that. So if you or anyone you know might be interested, please point them in my direction. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And please, all comments are welcome. Have comments about this programme, Sheffield United, anything, just make a comment. And if you can't comment, just give us a nice little thumbs up. It's nice to know you're out there watching, isn't it? Right, yeah, so £3.50 for this little thing, and it's exactly the same size as last season, so it's 100 pages. What I did like about it as well, there's not many ads and promo and sponsors things, so there's only about 15 pages. So if my maths is correct, 15 pages out of 100, that's 15% of the programme. And a lot of clubs are anywhere between 25 and 30% of the programmes being ads and promo and sponsorship, etc. So that's not a bad percentage. Layout, again, it's similar, very similar. They've used a very similar basis to last year. It's not the greatest layout, quite old-fashioned. As I say, it did let it down last year, but very simple, great, some great images, some great big pictures as well. But yeah, there's nothing with the layout, the columns, etc, and the way they do it. There's nothing absolutely fantastic in that. So just looking through this now, obviously have the introduction on the start, then you have your regular piece, of course, by Chris Wilder there on the season, player talk, so they get some information from the players. We can build on Liverpool display. They just, obviously as they were playing us, they just unfortunately just lost at Anfield. I think just lost at Anfield, hadn't they, in the previous game after winning. There's a good little conversation with little questions and like a profile of Ethan Ampadu, who I'm not overly familiar with, but that's obviously a big thing for Sheffield United fans. About 7 or 8 pages there on that. And what I do like, obviously, as I say, if City never are great at it, is looking back at the older games, obviously. So you've got snapshots of an old game, a great image of a penalty being taken there. And the first thing to do with City, about 20 pages in, you've got From the Vault, and of course they had to pick Balloon Gate, didn't they? This January 2008, if you remember, with the FA Cup and the balloons in the goal mouth from the City fans, and obviously that's been covered elsewhere. I'm sure I've even covered it in one of my vlogs as well. So yeah, they had to start with that just to rub our noses in it, and they do an academy thing, under 23s, under 18s, as you'd expect. A women's team, they have a women's team as well, but there's only like 1 page on the women's team. Various things from the chaplain. You have a club chaplain. We used to do that, didn't we? City used to have a club chaplain. And yeah, and what is noticed about this programme, there's lots of history things on Sheffield United, particularly. This gentleman, Alan Woodward, I remember watching him a few times for Sheffield United. So this sort of from the vault sort of carries on to things like this. Every edition of this season, we will delve into Blade's history vaults to look back over some of the greatest goals. So they describe one of the goals by this Alan Woodward there, which is really good. Match action, you get Arsenal against Sheffield United, again a match summary plus all the images. I love those images. We don't have enough in the City magazines of those images. Then you get an interesting one, a bit morbid, but it's still very interesting. Fables and folklore, again history, but it's obviously a grave. Not many football magazines have graves as part of the articles, but yeah, it's a look back at some of the old players and where they're actually buried. So that is interesting to me. I mean, it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea, obviously, but I thought that was really good. A good, innovative article there on where you can go and worship your heroes who have died. You know, which is unusual. You got your kids section, very good kids section actually. Junior Blaze. It's got to spot the difference. Guess the player, name the badge. That's a good one, isn't it? If you can name the badge, you do it yourself. Can you name whose badge that is? Spot the ball. You've got name the ground, and they picked a bit of a dump, to be honest with you, for the ground in this one. But yeah, just a couple of pages for the junior players, which is nice to see. Some magazines don't do anything for the kids. And then you get another vault feature into the season 140, 141 since the Football League started. In this feature, we look at the season from past to focus on the Blades and see the rest of the English game shaped up. So they're looking back at the 1970-71 season on there, which again, for me, fantastic. If you're not into history, obviously you won't give them any extra score for doing that. But for me, that is absolutely fantastic stuff. You got holiday snaps that we used to have in City's thing, where the fans have gone abroad and sent in someone's at River Plate there in the Sheffield United kit. So you got the holidays, and obviously this was done as obviously at the end of October, but with the Remembrance Sunday coming up as well. There's a special little poppy thing there, and a veteran story from Roy Ashton, obviously, a connection with Sheffield United. That was a nice little touch to put in there. And if you remember last season, there was a great picture in there of City Legends, a team. If you check out my vlog on programmes, etc., you'll see it, by Artie Bianco. He does a lot of art stuff, and obviously he's done a Remembrance Sunday thing there. But yeah, there was a great thing on City he'd done previously. That's fantastic, always worth a look. And again, on the history side here, 19 lost wonders of football, and today in this one they're talking about numbers 1 to 11, so the fact it's disappeared. And another great thing that features both City and United, and it's called Kit Clash, and obviously they're looking at kits that perhaps weren't as popular when they came out, and obviously they're looking at their own kit from 95-96 and looking at our away kit from 98-99, which became quite iconic. But at the time, we pretty much disliked it. I wasn't a big fan. I bought it the kids had it. I had a big version of it, and I think I've still got one somewhere. I've not found it for ages. I don't know where it's gone, it's disappeared. But yeah, so that's a great article, Kit Clash. Looking at the two kits that weren't overly popular. I don't think the Sheffield United, because the Sheffield United got rid of the stripes and they had sort of diagonals as opposed to stripes. You'll see them better on the other image. But yeah, so I don't think theirs was iconic and looked back on with as much fondness as obviously ours became. Return of the X, so you got people like, looks back over the Blades who become renowned for scoring against their former clubs, so you got players who've scored against them. And an interesting one here, Paul Holland looks back at some previous fixtures between the two sides. And I've always highlighted, a lot of clubs only ever concentrate on when they win games. I don't, obviously my history vlogs, just as many of my vlogs about City are games we've lost, etc. And they've done the same with this. They've had a win, lose and a draw back in history against Manchester City. So obviously the 22nd of January, a 1-0 win. 14th of September 1967, 22nd of January 2000, a 1-0 win. 14th of September 1967, a 5-2 loss. And a draw, 14th of October 2006, City 0, Sheffield United 0. So I always like that when they do put, obviously, not just wins, but things. A lot of clubs don't even look at if they've been beat or drawn against a team. A great story, obviously. I've never heard of this guy, but obviously he was important to Sheffield United. Trenton Wigan, obviously with Black Lives Matter being featured in a lot of the programmes I'm looking at the moment. Obviously it's looking back at when he played for Sheffield United. I assume that's the gentleman there. So that's really good, obviously, and as I say, he's not someone, but it's an interesting read because it's something we don't know about, do we? There's a former player interview with, of course, Paddy Kenny, who seemed to be their goalie for like 50 years, didn't he? He seemed to be their ever-present goalkeeper at one stage, Paddy Kenny. So that's a nice piece in there, an interview with Paddy Kenny. normal Blades in the community stuff. Football First, where they ask one of their players what their firsts are in football at different things. Again, history-wise, you've got Blades in print, so looking back at stuff that's been written about the Blades in history, and Sheffield United in history over the years. Absolutely fantastic. And then there was a bit of disappointment last year, but again, isn't fantastic again this year. Obviously, the bit on what we, our club, our wonderful club. You've got they've asked for comments from Mr. Niall Quinn, not the most popular guy among City fans. They've got the star man as Kevin De Bruyne, little pen pictures, etc. But one nice thing they've done is managing to succeed. So they've picked up some old City managers. Started with Tom Maley back in the 1904 FA Cup final manager, and going up to Manuel Pellegrini, obviously before Pep. So that's a good little piece. Obviously, we know most of it, but it certainly would be interesting to fans who aren't City fans. Again, on the history side, your memorabilia, our memorabilia. So they've asked to get fans to send in their memories, etc., pictures and items, and obviously do their own little thing as well from Sheffield United. And then you do get towards the end of the programme all the business side, obviously sponsorship, and the Blades business side, and some more action. There you go. Sheffield, again, a couple of pages, again, some great images, some great brief match report again, and the story so far of the season. So you get a diary. I always like the diaries, because when I look back at the old City programmes, you can find things out, dates for stuff that you perhaps missed or you can't quite find on the internet. It's really quite interesting. And towards the end, page 90, you've got, well, this is what we all need in a magazine. And it involves City as well. This is not just Sheffield United questions, but a quiz as well. So there is a City element to that, so you can sort of answer some of the questions as a City fan as well, which is fantastic. And again, some stats, if you like your stats like me. There's something about City and Sheffield United on the stats over years, and obviously stats on the Premier League so far, 2021 campaign. So that's a nice little summing up there of stats for this year's Premier League. And obviously at the end, obviously you do get a little waste of space, which some clubs do. Some clubs will put a picture in there, but obviously so. Yeah, but I can forgive them that, because and there we go. I mean, before the end, page 98 of 100. Again, some more stats. That's stats all, folks. So you see what they've done there. Very clever. Yeah. So statistician Andrew Kirkham delves into the archives to enlighten Unitedites with topical figures. Unitedites. There you go. Not just the Blades, Unitedites as well. And your teams on the back there. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm impressed with this. Again, it's not fantastic on City stuff, and there's not a great deal of City versus Sheffield stuff. Only perhaps 2, 3, 4 pages at most, or 2, 3.5 pages at most on that. But yeah, you've got your kids' page as well, which I like, and you've got your quiz as well for grown-ups and mine kids, which is always nice to have, isn't it? So I think this is really good. This is only the 4th one I've done. My rating for this is going to be, if we had a drum roll, I'd play it now. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10, which is pretty high for me. I don't, I'm getting stuck here now, because I thought 8 would be quite high, and I've got a couple of teams stuck on 8 who've obviously I've put into an order, but I'm going to have to go 8.5. I have to be very, very careful. There was 4 programmes better than this last season, so I could be going up to the 9.5, 10 mark at this rate, which will be quite interesting. So yeah, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. So overall, at the 4 programmes, it takes it to the top at the moment. So it's top of the table. You've got in 4th place Leeds, who only got 6.5 out of 10. 3rd, Wolves, who got 8 out of 10. They were actually first last year. Wolves, they were actually first in the programmes of the 1920 summation of the match programmes. In 2nd, we've got West Ham, who also got 8 out of 10, but I put them just above Wolves. I thought it was just a slightly better programme. And now we've got in 1st place, we've got Sheffield United. So absolutely fantastic. Well done, Sheffield United. Let's see how the others go on, shall we, with the ones coming. So out of 4, they're number 1 ranking at the moment. So I'm sure they'll be dead happy, dead chuffed about that. No, well done, I was quite impressed with that programme. And I will reread bits and pieces and find out a little bit more about some of their players that I've not heard of. I mean, it's typical of me. I know sort of Alan Woodward from the 70s, but I had no idea about this Trenton Wigan, for instance, etc., etc. And I'll do the quiz as well, the kids quiz and the adults quiz. I'll do both. I don't mind that. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anyway, are you collecting these programmes this season? Are you sending off them? I got that actually through the internet. I couldn't get it from the club shop, so I actually got that. So if you check through the internet, but I'm not going to pay silly money for these things. As I said, they were Tottenham last season did one for the last few games, and I think it was like they were asking about £13 for it. I'm not paying silly money for it. I mean, you know, I'm a Lancashire lad, but you know, we watch the pennies as well here. So yeah, so you can probably get that. I mean, as I say, I wouldn't have paid. Probably a little bit more. I paid a little bit more than £3.50 because obviously postage and packing, etc., etc. But I'm not going to pay silly money for these things. You know, at the end of the day, if I don't buy them, they don't qualify for my top 10, top 20, do they? So that's tough luck on them. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check my links on screen. If you follow a friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. And please, if you can check out my website. I mean, I have to pay the bills, unfortunately. I'd love to do this as a job, but obviously this is just a hobby and for your entertainment and my own entertainment. I hope I entertain and inform as I go along. So I do have a website that I do sell items. I used to have a video shop if you do listen to any of my other vlogs in Manchester. So I still sell old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s and board games as well on there on moviegamenostalgia.com. So if you can have a look at that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And as I said, please check my playlist for everything Manchester City and everything film and TV as well. Lots of stuff on there if you're interested in that side of entertainment, because it's all entertainment. Is it films, TV, football? Well, obviously they can all be disappointing and they can all be entertaining, can't they? That's all good stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do with your rest day, have a great one. Please join me again very soon for my next one of these programmes. Make sure your notifications are set to public, so you go, if you're interested in these sort of things. Not everyone's into football programmes and hard copy, but there's a lot of people out there who like to have a look at what's going on. So please make sure your notifications are set. Thank you very much. What are you going to do with the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. And until we please meet again, please stay safe, Sheffield United fans. If you've been watching this, you saw Sheffield United. Stay safe, Sheffield United fans. Stay safe, all football fans, and especially stay safe, Blues. This is Bernard saying goodbye for now.